Margaret tells us in the diary she kept. There awaits you.
An experience so loathsome, so horrifying, that I can hardly bring myself to write of it. If I'd known what lay ahead for me when I went to visit my dearest and closest friend, Lucy Westenra, at Hillingham, I could not have brought myself to go, much as I loved her. Looking back now, I realize I had plenty of warning, but I paid no attention. For example, as I drove to the Westenra estate through that lonely, isolated country and heard the wolves howling in the distance, it occurred to me that it was strange to hear wolves in this part of the country. As strange as the huge bats that flew alongside my car. I mentioned this to John, Dr. John Seward, Lucy's fiancé, as we sat having a drink in the living room.
It's strange, Minna. I've seen that bat myself. The thing must have a wingspread of at least 4 feet. I haven't the faintest idea where it came from, or the wolves either.
Even Lucy's letter seemed kind of strange to me, John. What is the matter with her?
No, I don't know. I'm completely baffled. I've had 2 other doctors look at her, colleagues of mine, and they can't figure it out. I'm desperate, Minna. I'm so desperate I've called in my old friend and teacher, Professor Van Helsing.
Van Helsing?
Yes,
he's one of the finest diagnosticians in the world, John.
Yes, he'll be here from Amsterdam in a day or 2.
Amsterdam, Holland?
Yeah.
All the way from Amsterdam? Oh, John, you must be desperate.
Lucy is dying, Minna. I'll do anything I can to save her. We must find a way to stop her from losing blood.
Losing blood?
It's this constant loss of blood that's killing her. Transfusions help for a time, but only a short time, and each transfusion is less effective.
John, when can I see her?
Oh, she's sleeping now. My mother's with her, watching her. We take turns. As soon as Mrs. Westenra lets us know she's awake.
Listen, those wolves, they're at it again. John, hasn't anyone looked into this wolf thing? How they suddenly come to be in this part of the country?
Well, according to the paper, the town police have looked into it. Well, that's peculiar, too.
What?
Well, they haven't been able to spot one single wolf. Oh, excuse me, we have a visitor. Oh, come in, Count, come in.
Thank you, Doctor. I'm on my way to town. I had a dinner engagement, and I thought I would stop to ask after Miss Westenra.
Oh, she's no better, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Can you stay for a drink?
Well,
I'd like you to meet a friend of Lucy's who'll be staying with us for a while.
Oh, in that case, of course.
Minna, this is Count Dracula, our new neighbor. Count Miss Minna Harker.
How do you do?
How do you do? Count Dracula?
Yes, but do not hold it against me, Miss Harker. I cannot help being of the blood royal.
Well, why don't you 2 get acquainted while I go up and see if Lucy's awake yet?
I shall do my best to entertain this charming young lady.
I won't be a minute.
You're a long way from home, Count.
A very long way, Miss Harker.
May I ask what brought you here?
Business?
Business? Good heavens, what kind of business could you have in this part of the country? I mean, it's so isolated.
True, it does present difficulties, but I like living in the country.
You must. Oh, forgive me, I'm forgetting my manners. Would you like a drink?
Thank you.
Scotch or bourbon?
Is there perhaps some wine? Red wine?
Let me see. I'm not very familiar with the supply here. Here we are. There's a bottle of Burgundy.
That glass of that will be... Miss Harker, what's wrong? What is it?
It's the bottle, I'm afraid it slipped. It slipped, that's all. Oh, I'm afraid I got my hand. No, don't, Count, don't be upset. It's only a slight cut, see?
Yeah. Lucy's awake and we can... Count, what's wrong? Minna, your hand.
I must leave at once, Doctor. Sorry, I cannot say something I just remembered. No, it's all right. I will see myself now.
What in the world? But, Count... Minna, what happened? Minna?
I dropped the bottle of wine and cut my hand.
Yes, I see you did, but...
I dropped the bottle because I couldn't see him in the mirror.
Couldn't see? What mirror?
This mirror over the table. It reflects the whole room.
Well, of course it does, but...
John, I picked up the bottle to pour Count Dracula a drink, and I looked into the mirror, and he was standing where you are now, and I couldn't see him in the mirror. He was there where you're standing But he wasn't reflected in the glass.
Minna, you're not making sense. And you're trembling.
John, I'm scared.
Of what?
How can you ask? I look in the mirror and didn't see someone who should have been reflected in it. Is something going wrong with my eyes or my brain, John? What?
Minna, easy. I don't want another patient on my hands.
But, John,
An optical illusion, something like that. Our eyes play tricks on us sometimes. Now, come on. Let's get a bandage for that cut, and then we'll go up and see Lucy.